Hello. Good evening, everyone. So welcome to this 6 o'clock. I don't even know what time of the day it is. So 6 o'clock webinar. So you're very welcome to join us for this webinar. We have Cathal also joining me. Okay, so get ready. So if you're watching at home, here he comes. He's in front of my face. Here he is. There he is. I love that. It just appears. God.
All right.
Technical. Yay. Technology. Yay.
Technology. What's
Cathal,
going
how are
on?
you?
What's going on? I'm doing fine.
Great fun.
I had a great time there earlier on today. As you saw, when we were on a house party call, I was in that line for just over 2 hours.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've obviously been very lucky. The longest I've had to wait was an hour and a half. So that's the longest I've
That's a
waited so
long
far.
time.
Yeah, it's true. But I've noticed that if I go to a different supermarket, it's faster. But it really depends. I think it just depends on the time.
Yeah, because like what time did I go at? It was 1:45 when I went to the shop, and it was 2:30 when I got back home.
God,
So like
that's crazy.
I was but what was really frustrating, and well, not so much for me because I didn't really care. I was starting to care at the end when it looked like I was going to be late for my lessons. But when
Yes.
I originally was like there, I was just like, I don't mind. It's sunny outside. I'm enjoying the nice weather. But there was like there were people. There were two lines. So there was one for the people over 65, and then there was one for everybody else. And so
Okay.
some older people just kept arriving and like just jumping the queue basically. And so for other people who had been waiting for like 2 hours, they were getting really annoyed because they were being skipped. So it was kind of annoying for them. It was very tense at one stage. Very, very tense.
That's terrible. Okay, very stressful. So
Really,
guys,
really
if you're
stressful.
watching, we're just talking about shopping. General like supermarket shopping at the moment is stressful, but it's the only time we get out of the house properly. So it's an event in itself.
It's the social activity for the week.
Exactly. But if you're watching, guys, please tell us who you are, what's your name, where you are, how are you today? Please tell us. I have no idea what day of the week it is, but please tell us how you're doing.
It's exactly right though, because
reason,
what was it? Liam, our colleague in Meravini, said it right a while ago. He said it feels like we're in between like summer, or not summer. Sorry, we're in between Christmas and New Year's. Like nobody knows in that period of time. That's the period of time that nobody knows what day it is, what time it is. It's all just a blur.
Time loses all meaning.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's great fun altogether. But yeah, maybe we'll do a quick introduction if anyone's watching who doesn't know us. So I'm Lisa. I'm from Ireland and I am 29 and I've been living in Italy for 2.5 years. I would love to know how often I have said this in the last month.
I mean, probably
and
not too much more often than you would anyway in school.
it's true. It just feels different when you're talking to your computer.
Yeah, just yourself. You're just like, how many more times do I have to say this?
My computer is like, I know who you are. And Cathal?
Yes, my name is Cathal. I am also from Ireland. I'm 24 and I have been in the Milan Meravigli school for just over a year. The same. I've been in Milan for over a year as well.
Oh, those two are linked. Very interesting. Okay, so guys, if you're watching, please, we want you to write to us, say hello, say whatever you want. Okay.
We can take it. We can
How are
take
you?
it. Just tell us how you really think.
Yeah. If you want to just, as I said earlier, get things off your chest,
Just
this is a
vent.
perfect place to do it.
Just vent.
Yeah. Preferably in English, if that's okay.
I'll get my tissues. I'll get my tissues ready for the crying. Oh, I'm not gonna cry.
Which actually refers to our topic today. Yeah. Martello's here.
Oh, the man himself. There he is. How are you?
Fantastic. Hello. How are you? I was talking to you like 4 hours ago, um, because he also joined. He joined our 6 to 7. He was like, "This is not my level, but I like you guys, so I'm joining."
Come on, join in. That's it. Keep it.
Yeah,
Keep
that's
the
what we
good vibes
want.
going.
Exactly.
All right.
So we're going to be practicing, which I think is very accurate for the times that we're living in. Talking a little bit about a bad day, which we can probably, if I could write on the screen, I would say a bad month or season. Would we say season at this point?
I mean, 2020 has been a bad year. I don't know about you, but a bad year in
That
total. I think even January
Yeah,
wasn't that great before this whole thing started.
that's true. True. Okay, bad year. So we're going to talk about bad year.
Nice, nice.
Okay,
Keeping
a
things
bad year.
positive. Keeping things positive.
Exactly. No, but we are going to talk about some vocabulary.
Sorry. I just thought I had to
It's
get the. No,
appropriate. It's
stop it!
so
Stop it!
appropriate.
I was gonna play it later. I'm sorry. It played instantly. My bad.
Okay, you can play it later for sure.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
although we'll probably get taken down for copyright infringement, but whatever.
Oh, we might. We might.
Okay, very good. So Marcelo agrees with us. Okay, so remember, okay, we can just say, I agree. Okay, I agree. I agree. It's like Christmas. It's about years. Yes, for sure. Definitely. It's a very strange period.
Yeah.
So yeah, just so guys, what we're going to practice, but we'll also be chatting in general about things as well, because I think
Mhm.
everyone needs a chat. Okay, so it's
Exactly.
very topical. So describing a negative situation. What can we talk about?
I wonder.
Common phrases. So common phrases that we use in English as well, relating to something bad happening. And okay, we won't really do writing, but we want you guys to share your experiences or talk to us as well.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about also the positive. So looking on the positive side of things, trying to make them, like we say, the most of a bad situation. Okay, so
Always
it's
look on the bright
basically
side of
therapy.
life.
Exactly. So
Dun,
many
dun, dun,
songs.
dun,
Many
dun,
songs.
dun, 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 dun.
Perfect. Let's just watch Monty Python, shall we? Uh,
Oh, brilliant idea.
Excellent. Yeah, Marcella, fantastic. Today is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. Uh, okay, so we have some questions here. So if you're watching, we want you to tell us what you think of these questions, answer them for yourself and your own experience. So it's about ups and downs, okay? Ups and downs. When we talk about this, Cathal, are we talking literally or metaphorically? Ups and downs.
I mean, it would probably more so of a metaphorical sense, not literally, because we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
like your mood. We're talking about your kind of general like state of mind, maybe as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes you can talk about like ups and downs and highs and lows of a mood,
Yeah, there you
but
go.
like good days and bad days, ups and downs.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Cathal, do you want to read the questions while we get the guys, and then we'll answer them ourselves as well?
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so question one is, what do you do to cope when you have a bad day? Question two, is there anything in your life right now that makes you feel stressed out? And question three, describe your day yesterday using three words. Was it a good day or a bad day? Think about what happened, how you felt. Did anything inspire you? Hmm. Okay, so
Okay.
some interesting questions to be answered.
Okay. So Cathal, what do you do? Or what do you do to cope? So to cope if you have a bad day.
Hmm. To cope actually might be a new phrase
This is
for the
true.
guys. I'm not sure, but to cope, guys, with something. What do you do to cope when you have a bad day? To cope is basically like to manage or to deal with something. Okay, so
Exactly.
what do you do to
Uh,
manage or to deal with when you have a bad day?
exactly. Exactly. So to cope. So to manage or to deal with something. Okay. So just to
So
put
for
that up there
me,
as well.
I'm wondering about what do I do. If I was having a bad day, usually I turn on some like nice music, or I'll listen to like one of my favorite podcasts is usually something that kind of makes me feel a bit better.
Hmm.
Or I might just even call some of my friends.
Very nice. Okay. Hi. So we have a couple of late arrivals. No
Hey.
problem. Hi, Anna. Hi, Maria. Fantastic. Really, really good. Oh, look, Cathal, it's your favorite person.
Oh, the man is back. I am ready for this.
And
Oh,
Maria,
now we're
hello.
cooking. Hello, Maria.
Oh my God,
I'm sorry you got
Maria has
overshadowed by
a
the fact that Pay was here, but oh my god, that's the cutest
yeah.
dog ever.
Look at that dog. That's how I cope. That is how I cope. Dogs.
Such a cute
Dogs are
dog.
how I cope.
I miss my dog
Uh,
so much. Oh, I miss my dog so much.
what type of dog do you have?
He's a collie cross. He's like the perfect size. He's not too big and he's not too small, but he's really stupid and I
Hmm.
really love him.
Hmm. That's nice.
Oh,
I wish I had a dog. Oh my God. Um,
imagine.
okay. Fantastic. So, guys, what we're doing is we're answering the questions on the screen, and we want to give your own opinions or what you do in these situations. Faye, I'm stressed out because of wine. There's not enough for this evening. Okay, yeah,
Ooh,
stressful situation.
very stressful.
So, tell us, what do you do when there's not enough wine, Faye? What do you do
Mm.
to cope? Okay. And Anna, very good. So, I listen to music. Okay, I listen to music too, so it's like Cathal. So we would probably say when I have a bad day. Okay, I listen to music when I have a bad day. Okay, or even I suppose experiencing, if you want to use the present, so when I'm experiencing a bad day. But more generally, we would just say when I have a bad day.
Mhm. I'd say when I'm
Hmm.
having a bad day as well is possible. But yeah, when
Yeah,
I have a bad day, in general, I listen to music.
exactly, exactly. And then Maria. Interesting. Okay, so this is the opposite. Okay. So probably okay, because I can't hear it means that you just don't hear anything, but I'm guessing it's more of a preference. It's probably you don't know why, but you just can't listen to it. You can't
Listen
listen
to
to it.
exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, so because maybe it's something if you're in a bad mood, it irritates you. Okay, so
Hmm.
maybe it irritates you. So you can't listen because if you say I can't hear, it's maybe means that you don't hear anything.
I
You don't
don't.
hear anything
You
at
don't
all.
hear anything at all. Exactly.
Exactly, really good. And yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people are stressed about this at the moment. I don't know what. So in this case, I don't know what's going to happen, or what will happen. So we want to use a future. Okay, the future tense in this. So what will or what's going to happen in the future.
Oh, nice. So she's actually corrected herself there. Well
Oh,
done.
sorry. Sorry, blind. I did not see
I
that.
was going to say it
Sorry.
just came out. Good job.
Fantastic. Welcome, Giuseppe. So Giuseppe has also just joined. No
Don't worry,
problem.
Giuseppe. We're just chatting nonsense here, so you haven't missed
Exactly.
much.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
teaching.
Marcello with a nice looking phrase here. Okay, so when the dice start strange, I always try to see the silver lining of things. What can I learn about? Oh, a very nice way
Okay.
to look at things.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, silver lining. It's really important to look at.
Ooh, yeah.
Just one thing, Marcella, so we would probably say, what can I learn from this? Okay, what can I learn from this? So if it's um maybe you're talking about what can you learn from the experience if it's negative. Okay, so
Hmm.
if it's negative, what can I learn from something?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's what you meant anyway. You could have meant something else. There we go. Yeah. Okay. And Anna says, I feel stressed out in this moment of my life because I'm searching for a job. Okay, very difficult at the moment. As we know, the virus situation has stopped everything.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very difficult to do anything normal right now. So I can imagine. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, Guys, just to mention, so we always say, because I know sometimes you say in this moment or in this period, we would say at the moment, okay, at the moment. So I'm very stressed out at the moment,
Yeah.
okay?
If you say like in
But
this
that's a
moment
really
is
common.
very, yeah, it's quite a like a direct um Italian translation to English.
Yeah,
In this
exactly.
moment, we say at the moment.
Because we're this specific moment. And really good, Giuseppe. I'm coping. That's a really good phrase. So I'm coping. Trying to be positive. That's we really commonly say that. Like, how are you doing? Oh, I'm coping. It's like, yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Oh, stay positive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a stressful period for everyone. Are you stressed,
100%.
Cathal? Do you ever get stressed?
Funnily enough, I get stressed more when I play video games with my friends. I think like when I'm not playing video games, I generally am fine because I'm usually doing work, which kind of distracts me. And then if I'm not doing work, I'm cooking food, which I always love to do. And then if I'm not doing that,
Mm.
probably listening to music. So the stressful part of my day is whenever my friends start shouting at me through my headset, but that's about it.
That's hilarious. Oh dear. Um, I'm gonna let you read Pay's comment because he's your friend.
Pay this man. I cope. Okay, so Pay was saying I cope bad day, uh, hugging the trees. What a wonderful, wonderful way to go about anything. I think at the moment it's very difficult to find trees to hug as well because then your dichiarazione, your declaration, your document that you're supposed to have might not cover. Oh yes, hugging trees is the
Hugging
reason why
trees.
I'm outside. Yeah. Um,
Yes, this is essential.
we might say I cope on a bad day by hugging the trees. So just including some
Exactly.
more prepositions there, Pay.
Exactly. Or even I cope on or I cope with. I cope with a bad day.
Ah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
oh, and
By
Maria
hugging
here. Maria, I don't have
trees.
any trees nearby. So remember, Maria,
Okay,
I
yeah.
haven't got any trees, or I don't have any trees nearby. So
Exactly.
it's not correct to just say I haven't alone. You need to say I
Yeah.
haven't got or I don't have.
Okay. Really good. Um, yeah, perfect. Okay, really, really good, guys. So excellent. These are all again small things, but it's really good that you're speaking to us because we can help you to look at them.
Hmm.
Okay. What about so Cathal, your day yesterday? Uh,
I did.
was it a good day, a bad day? Do you remember?
I do. Yes, it was a good day. Okay, so yesterday, okay, what happened? I started the day. I woke up very late, um, because the on Sunday evening I did not sleep much at all. Um,
3 o'clock?
oh no, like well, I we're very close to
I'm
it
joking.
though.
3 p.m.
I
I woke up
woke
at
up.
7 in the evening. No, I'm joking.
So I woke up, I had dinner, and I went to bed again. No, I woke up at about 11 o'clock, and I did my
Yeah.
lessons for the day. And then after that, I decided to make some food. So I made some food myself and my housemate. We danced in the kitchen. We threw on some music and we started dancing in the kitchen. Then I received a video call from my family, and
Oh, lovely.
we did a quiz. But the topic of the quiz was me, because
Oh my God.
we wanted to do different quizzes about everyone in our family to see how well do we know each other.
Amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So are you doing like different quizzes about different members?
Yes. So yesterday was about me. On Sunday it was about my sister. On Saturday it was about my brother. On Friday it was about my other sister. And so my mum and dad are yet to go now. So this will be where the real
Interesting.
favorite child thing comes in. Who's the best
That's
child and
true.
knows the most about the mum and dad?
Fantastic. And can I ask, like, so then do you make the questions about you or does someone else?
Oh yeah, yeah. I made the questions about me, and so I like to make it a bit easier. We did multiple choice, so we had like the choice of four things. So I give you an example of one. So like I did one. I did like different categories. I was really organized about it. It was probably the most organizationally based thing I'd done,
I'm
as
just
you
imagining
and you'll
Ross and Friends.
the lightning round. No, we had
Full board.
movies, sports, music, uh, and what else? Movies. Oh, just myself, some holidays and stuff. So it was like sports questions, like who's my favorite Italian team? What's my favorite
Cool.
sport? Music. What's my favorite song? Blah blah blah. That sort of stuff. Just kind of general
Amazing.
things.
That's so cool.
So
Excellent.
yeah, and I was
Okay,
very
so
disappointed in my family. They did not get a lot right.
see, that's the risk. That's the risk you take with that sort of thing. You're like, oh my God, my family don't know me at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But you guys are quite close, it seems. So, really
Hmm.
good, Giuseppe. So, yesterday was a good day. I spent the day reading, watching webinars, and TV series. Wow, that's a lovely day. Really nice. And we're happy that you're
Yeah,
spending your free time watching us.
yeah.
Excellent. And do you want to read this one, Cathal, from Maria?
Yeah, very good, Maria. Yesterday I worked in the morning and I played Sudoku in the afternoon. Ah, yeah. So you could just say I played Sudoku. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need to say I played at. You could just say I played Sudoku. I think that
Yeah.
yesterday was a boring day, so it was a middle bad day. I don't know if it's right way to explain. I mean, we wouldn't say it's a middle bad day. You could probably say it was quite okay, or it was an okay day.
Yeah. And
Sometimes
if
what
you
I
wanted,
just say it was a meh day.
yeah, exactly. Like if you want to, one way I was thinking there, you could say it was a sort of bad day. Like it's not really bad, but it was meh. Like Carl said,
Yes.
meh. It was meh as well. It's like it's in the
Meh.
middle. In the middle.
Like bo. The same way you guys would use bo, we say meh.
Meh. Yeah. Really good. Okay, excellent. So we might take a look at some phrases then.
Oh.
Okay, so some phrases about. Excellent. This is a great phrase. Yeah, exactly, Maria. So yeah, where it isn't good isn't bad. It was so-so as well. You could say so-so. It was a so-so day or meh.
exactly. So
Yeah,
again is one of those kind of quite Italian translated phrases to English.
exactly. Okay. So, bummed out, it's a funny phrase, but basically if you say I don't know, he's feeling very bummed out. He's quite down. Okay, low. I know it's really funny. He's low mood. Okay, sad. Okay, it's kind of like sad, bummed out, right?
Quite an American phrase to use. You say, "Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm really bummed out at the moment." I don't think I've ever heard an English person say bummed out in a like serious way.
Yeah, it's true actually. It's very true. It's very American.
Hmm.
So, whoa, we have a lot of expressions here. A lot of expressions.
Oh,
So, apparently the lesson. So, no.
oh
Okay,
God!
it's strange.
Suddenly there's a glitch in the matrix.
Okay, so we want you guys to take a look at these expressions, and let us know. So, if what you think they mean. Okay, so we have it went downhill from there. Okay, so often we would say, oh, things went downhill from there. Okay, went downhill from there. It went from bad to worse. So some of these are a bit similar as well. To dig yourself into a hole. Some of us are professionals at this. To wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Okay. To rub salt into a wound, into the wound, whichever. Pour gasoline on the fire. Okay, that's very American. To pour fuel on the fire, we would say, wouldn't we, call?
Yeah,
Fuel on the fire. And to be between a rock and a hard place. So let us know if you know the meanings of any of these. Okay,
yeah.
or if you're confused about them as well, please let us know. Oh, Pay, you're hilarious.
Pay is just the man right now. Didn't work. Danced all the time. My guy.
Amazing.
My guy Pay right here.
Excellent.
Oh, doesn't get any better than
Excellent.
that.
Okay.
So,
So looking at these, Cathal, are there any that you use quite often or use quite commonly?
um,
Because I think some of them are
so
less common.
yeah, I mean, I think I'd use maybe half of them quite commonly.
Mm.
Um, there's some particular ones that you only use for specific situations. So, knowing the types of situations you can use them in, and we'll go through them as we go. But yeah, I think maybe half of these I'd probably use. Um, some of them are kind of interchangeable as well. They kind of mean basically the same thing. So
Yeah,
um, yeah, they're kind of I would use
yeah, it's true.
one if not the other, and then
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so maybe we'll give you guys a minute to. One thing, like I think, is common as well. So if you know, you can understand this if you know the meaning. So if someone is digging a hole, so digging themselves a hole, a lot of a response that we commonly say is drop the shovel. Drop the shovel.
uh,
Okay, so it's not literal, metaphorical. Okay, drop the shovel because it's like you've done something bad and then you just so stop it. Just stop. So we say drop the shovel
mhm.
to tell someone who's digging if they're digging themselves into a hole. It's like to stop.
Sometimes I tell people to keep going because it's hilarious. I'm like, man, do you need another shovel? Here you go, keep going.
Yeah, it is. It's actually very funny.
Mhm, mhm,
Oh
mhm.
dear.
So yeah, while you guys
Mm.
are thinking about that, I might play a little bit of some
Oh.
music to get you guys thinking about it. Ain't no copyright's gonna take us down. Like if they take this down, I'll be very upset. I'll play maybe like 10 seconds of it and then we'll stop.
Yeah, perfect. I'm putting the name in the.
Yes. You're thinking a smile with the coffee to go.
Is that
Oh,
right?
it's such a great song. Yes, Daniel. Oh, not Porter. Daniel Powder.
Powder. Sorry, I knew that was wrong. I knew there's
Oh, I
something wrong
can't
there.
believe you
Sorry
said
again.
Daniel Porter. Oh no. Oh, Lisa. Oh no.
The webinar is ruined, is it?
We can't get the copyrights now. Oh God.
Oh dear. Powter. Sorry. Powter like this. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew there's something wrong. Okay, so guys, that's what that song is. If you don't know it, it's called Bad Day by Daniel Powter.
It was my go-to SingStar song on the old SingStar game that we used to play at home.
That was it.
I nailed it.
Which which is karaoke. Just if anyone doesn't know it, I don't know if SingStar is over here.
Oh yeah, it might not be a thing.
Okay,
Karaoke.
maybe not.
Oh,
I
nice
don't know.
one. Yes, Marcello, very good. So he's got the right one there. It went downhill from there, or it went from bad to worse. Good. Yeah, it means it's getting worse. So not getting worst, getting worse.
Mhm. Exactly, getting worse. Okay, because the worst is obviously the superlative, so it's increasing. It's getting worse. So comparatively. Okay, very good. Excellent. So Anna has a description for to put fuel or pour gasoline on the fire or put fuel onto the fire. So we have to make, okay, so we would swap these around to make a conflict worse. To make a conflict worse between people. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So to make a
Anything.
situation worse. So
Yeah.
yeah, it can also be, yeah, it could also be, I don't know, if you have, for example, you made a mistake and then you made a bigger mistake and you poured fuel on the fire.
You
So
just
yeah,
keep
you
making
can
mistakes and mistakes and mistakes.
exactly.
Hmm.
Really good.
Well
Just
done,
go through.
guys.
Will I go through the meanings?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So okay. Do you want to read these, Carl?
Sure. So it went downhill from there. A situation continues to get worse and worse. And then it went from bad to worse to become even more difficult or unpleasant. So you can see there, guys, that those two are quite similar. So one is just getting worse and worse, and then something else is like more difficult to do. Then to dig yourself into a hole. So, like we were saying earlier, to create a bad situation that is difficult to recover from. So sometimes it can be like in work, you make a bad mistake and you find it difficult to recover from that mistake. It could be you say something bad to your girlfriend or your boyfriend and they have a hard time forgiving you. So they're just like, oh dear, I've dug myself a hole here. To wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm sure this has happened to a lot of us. So when you feel unhappy or uncomfortable when you wake up, to rub salt into a wound. So this is more for a person, I would say. To rub salt
Mm-hmm.
into a wound is when someone is already hurt or something bad has already happened to someone, and then you make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
You make the situation worse for them. Pour gasoline on the fire, as we said, right? Do something that makes a bad situation worse. And then last one, to be between a rock and a hard place. So two unpleasant choices to be in a very difficult position. When basically, if you choose one or the other, the outcome of which would be bad. I always give this example as a good example between a rock and a hard place. So if your girlfriend and your mother are having an argument, who do you agree with? You're between a rock and a hard place. Maybe for some people this is an easier question, but I don't know if it was
Yeah.
between if I had a
Yeah.
significant other, I don't know, it would be difficult to choose.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like either way, no matter what option you choose, you're going to have some sort of negative response to deal with. So it's very
Exactly.
difficult. And this is just to show you guys what I mentioned earlier about when related to dig yourself into a hole. So we say drop the shovel. Okay, drop the
Stop
shovel. So
digging, man. Stop digging.
the shovel is the implement you use to dig. Okay, the implement you use to dig. So the shovel. uh, this is a good question from Pay. Is it possible to say a bummed out face? Maybe a bummed out expression.
Potentially,
An
yeah. So you wouldn't
expression.
say face per se, but like you could say, hmm, he looks bummed out, or he looks like he's bummed out. Maybe, but you wouldn't say like directly about someone's facial expression. It's not very common to say that. You can just say he looks like he's bummed out.
Yeah, exactly. Looks so that they look that way.
Mhm.
Okay, so guys, let us know if you have any questions on these.
Yes.
Um, please let us know. Some, like I would say, the first one, it went downhill from there. That's one we would use in writing a story a
Mm.
lot of time. So it's more, I guess, formal. But yeah, maybe we would use more commonly. It went from bad to worse, or it
Mm.
only got worse from there.
So Pei actually has come up with an example here for what he was trying to say there. So I had a bummed out face when I opened the fridge. In this case, if you're talking about that, I think I know maybe a better phrase that could be used instead. So you could say, "My face dropped when I opened the fridge." So if we say someone's face dropped, it means like it suddenly became sad or suddenly became upset, maybe. So you say,
Exactly.
"Someone's face dropped."
Yeah, exactly. Because your face can drop when it relates to surprise or shock, sad, disappointment. Cathal
All
is
the
helping me
different, the
with the
rainbow of
acting
emotions.
it out.
Oh.
So
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, it's a ooh, it's a sudden, like disappointment, sadness, shock.
Negative usually.
Okay, really, yeah, exactly. So we can maybe take a look at the next bit. Okay, so okay, so in case, okay, we don't want you to write a big story or anything, but this is talking about a specific tough break. Okay, a tough break, a time you had a tough break. Um, so a tough break. What can we use it for, Cathal? Tough break.
So tough break is like in a situation. So if something happens to you that maybe you didn't have any control over, um, like, or maybe you did have some part in it, but you didn't have the final decision in something. And if something bad happens, then you can say, usually um, someone else says it to you. They'll say, "Ah, tough break," or it's kind of like saying hard luck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's also maybe, I don't know, for example, maybe you thought like you were going to get a job and it didn't happen, or maybe you were placed on lockdown for several weeks, maybe something like
Going
this. I don't know.
crazy.
um, but yeah, so for example, you can try to use some of these phrases, whichever you like the most, to give an example. So to make a sentence about something that happened. Okay, so something that happened. Okay, so it can just be a quick, it doesn't have to be very big. You don't have to answer all the questions. Just give an example. Like if I say, oh, I'm trying to think of an example. uh, I don't know. Just if I'll make one up. Okay, I'm gonna make one up. Okay, so if
I can give you a real life example if you want. Last
thank
year,
you because
when
I'm
I
struggling. Thank you.
yeah, when I first moved to Milan, I had a lot of difficulty finding an apartment, finding a place to live,
Ah,
and so my situation was really tough. I was moving from like hostel to hostel, staying in people's places, couch and couch, and then I finally secured a place, but I had to wait until like the end of the month to to move in, which was fine. I was like, cool, that's fine. I still have places to stay. I'll be all right. Then when the day, 2 days before the day I was supposed to move in, I was informed that I would have to wait another week before moving in. Uh, And so I was like, "Oh, is this gonna keep happening? Is this gonna keep going?" But unfortunately, I was allowed in. But the tough break was that I had just had to wait an extra bit of time
Okay.
to
Oh,
get in.
that's really irritating.
Yeah.
That's
So
really, really irritating.
on that day, my feelings went from, "Oh my God, I'm moving into a new apartment. This is gonna be great," to, "Oh God, I have to stay in a hostel for another week."
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I think like the same where like when I had to cancel my plans for Christmas,
There you go.
um, that was really difficult because it was just like another one we say it was one thing after another. So it was like one bad
Mhm.
thing after another where I like got some bad news and then I got some more bad news and then I had to have difficult conversations. So it was almost like every day it was just like somebody was rubbing salt into the wound, making it worse. Great time, great times.
Great. Yay! But no, I think, like, you could also, like, so because you could say, you said there now, it kept getting one thing bad happened after another, kept getting worse and worse. You can also say it kept getting better and better as well. Like, there's other positive phrases as well, not just negative things, but you can also say, "Oh, the day just kept getting better and better."
Yeah,
Like, you woke up, uh, like, just on time for, like, your favorite TV show. Then you went to the
yeah,
fridge, you realized, I don't know, the person, or like, your housemate had been to the shop and got you your favorite thing. You're like, "Oh my God, this day
yeah.
just keeps getting better and better."
Yeah, it's true. And also the opposite. So a tough break is obviously negative, whereas a lucky break is the positive.
Oh, thank you very
Mhm.
much, Giuseppe, there, saying I'm an amazing actor. Why, thank you very much, sir. I take a lot of pride in my acting.
Fabulous. Exactly. He's professionally trained.
I'm so good. I'm such a good actor, Giuseppe, that I've managed to convince everybody that I work with that I like them. You know, that's how good of an actor I am.
This keeps coming up today. Earlier, we were talking about pet peeves, and we were joking about, how much your coworkers irritate you and stuff. We keep making
Ah,
jokes
yeah.
about it.
It's just like, it's one of
Uh,
those things. I am quite the actor. Thank you, Giuseppe. No, thank you. Appreciate that.
I feel like we're losing our audience, guys. Do you want to share with us, or is it too difficult? Will we go on to talk about more positive things, just to make it
Sure,
easier?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably a bit of a delay in terms of, because if they're
Yeah,
writing stuff, there might be a bit of a delay in the comment section. But yeah, we'll continue. We can continue
exactly.
on for positive things.
Yeah, so you can keep, so even just use the phrases. So maybe take note of your phrase that you want to use, and we will go through them as they come in. It might just take a while for us to get them, but we don't
Mhm.
want to leave you just talking about negative things. So we want to talk a little bit about positive. Okay, something around, I would say. Okay,
Turn
these are
around.
some phrases. Now I'm going to sing the rest of the song.
Aye.
Okay. So actually, we talked a little bit. Some of these have come up already. Okay, so on the bright side, always look on the bright
Ah,
side.
yes.
Okay, always look on the bright side to make the best of something. So again, if something bad happens, try to make the best of it if you can. And also, Marcello mentioned the silver lining earlier. So there's always a silver lining. And
Mhm.
then sometimes at least something didn't happen. Okay, so trying to turn it around to think of, okay, it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have an example from Martello. Fantastic. Cathal, do you want to read
Nice.
it?
Yeah. So when I was young, I parked my car in a forbidden place. The police officer came. My brother put salt into a wound, saying, "I told, don't park here." Okay. What an interesting story. Okay, your brother sold you out.
Mhm.
Terrible. How dare he? Okay, one or two things to say here, Marcelo, that when I was young, I parked my car in a forbidden place. We probably wouldn't say a forbidden place. I mean, maybe in like an illegal place, or in place it was not supposed to be in. Because forbidden is like, probably we wouldn't use it in this example. If you say something's forbidden, that's more like for rules about people, not so much like rules about the road or implemented by governments.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah, like it's kind of hard. Yeah, it's like in a place where it wasn't allowed, as we would say,
yeah,
in a place where it wasn't allowed. Because yeah,
exactly,
forbidden is very
exactly.
strong.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have when the police officer came, my brother. Okay, so you'd say my brother rubbed. You could say put salt, or you could say it's better to say rubbed salt into the wound, or into my
Hmm.
wound. Or about
Hmm.
you just say he rubbed salt into the wound, because it's that particular situation. And saying, I told you don't park here. So I told you don't park here. Um, Very good though. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, good example.
And then we've
Um,
Anna's there as well.
Excellent. Okay, so Anna says, some years ago I was late for university, and the situation, so if it's specific, okay, the situation went downhill. Okay, the situation went downhill from there because my car, okay, so in this case, my car broke down. So we can just use the past simple because my car broke down. Okay, yeah, exactly. So yeah, the situation went downhill from there because my car
Mhm.
broke down. Very good.
Yep,
Exactly. Yeah, that's
nice.
definitely a good example. You're already late and then your car breaks down. Fabulous.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. But Marcello there, very good. Okay, so you're talking about the place where deliveries come in. So yeah, you could just say a delivery bay or
Parking.
parking, yeah, wherever you want to say.
Hmm. Yeah, because just forbidden is just too strong. Like we use it in Harry Potter for the Forbidden Forest, but that's like
I
because
was
it's
just
fantasy.
thinking of that example as well. Yeah, Forbidden Forest, but just like not
It's
used
the
on the road.
it's the main thing that we think of forbidden.
Yeah.
Like,
It is forbidden.
sorry.
No, you're forbidden sounds very kind of not old, but just kind of not something that we use in common day language.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't use it while speaking. So that's why. Okay. So yeah, so we want to leave on a positive note. um, so yeah, so in general, like I would consider myself quite a positive person, like an optimist.
Mhm.
Cathal, would you think you're very optimistic?
I would say so. I hope so. Um, my positive energy, at least. I try to put that out there anyway.
Exactly, exactly. Because yeah, it's important. I know even like we're dealing with, not a nice situation at the moment, but if we can to try and look on the bright side, find something, I don't know, productive or positive out of it
Yeah,
to make the best of it, I guess.
exactly.
Yeah, because I find, and I don't know if you guys would agree with this, like some people are spending too much energy worrying about things, and it's out of our control.
Yeah,
It's very much out of our control.
it's something that kind of will happen, and then we have to kind of deal with it the best way possible. So that's what
Que
making the
sera,
best.
sera.
Oh, I knew you were going to say
Whatever
that.
will be, will be.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. All right,
So
so
many
yeah,
songs.
we've just about come to the end, guys. Unfortunately, the musical numbers will have to wait for another day. I think both of us are
That's
bursting
fine.
to try and get some music into this, but we're gonna have to leave it
Exactly.
there. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who
Yeah,
contributed today. Again, always great to hear from you guys, get your involvement and your contributions as well. And hopefully, we will see you guys very soon. All right.
thanks
Bye,
so
guys.
much, guys. Have a great evening.
Have a good
Bye.
evening.